Hi everyone, it's Vahid. I want to talk to you about 4 countries and one great man in a very brief video, so stick with me. First, I want to talk to you about a country right off the coast of Florida, a little island called Haiti that was robbed by the French colonial powers and U.S. colonial influence. And in 2010, if you remember, they had a big earthquake. And at that time, Bill Clinton, the man responsible for Glass-Steagall removal that allowed the financial corruptions in our banking system by Lehman Brothers and the rest to cause a global catastrophe, financial catastrophe. And George Bush Jr. at the time, the man responsible for saying that there's weapons of mass destruction in Iraq and caused that catastrophe, ended up committing to rebuilding Haiti and providing financial aid to Haiti. They set up a foundation and they met at the Oval Office with President Obama at the time and said we're going to have sustained stability and financial assistance for Haiti. Well, 14 years later, right off the coast of U.S., there's still a ton of immigrants that are coming here from Haiti because the country is in the hands of gangs, thanks to all the guns that we sell and export. It's completely unstable, and they have no food. There are thousands, tens and thousands of people that are displaced there that are barely surviving. Next country I want to talk to you about is a country that our dear president says if it didn't exist, we would need to create it. And of course, that's the state of Israel. You know, it has Western values, but I sometimes wonder about those Western values. After all, people in Israel receive universal health care, they got free college education, they end up getting social services benefits, and ultra-Orthodox Jews don't even have to work. Actually, they don't even need to be educated. They can live off of other people's money, kind of like the whole country of Israel, living off of our taxpayers' dollars and our tax money. We have provided them with over $150 billion in aid in these past 50, 60 years. We've just announced another $14 billion in aid for Israel. And that's so that they can have more guns and more weapons and continue to live off of people's money and land freely, including our tax dollars. So when they say Western values, I think the state of Israel has got a lot of socialist values. It's not a democracy because the people that are Palestinians have no say in how they're being occupied, how they're being invaded, how they're being killed in masses in this human catastrophe that's caused by U.S. bombs, U.S. tax dollars, and we are responsible for it. And it's about time we take some credit for it. Next conflict I want to talk to you about is Afghanistan. Remember that little country where we liberated them from the Taliban. We fought a caveman from Saudi Arabia that attacked us, allowed his family, the bin Ladens, to get on a plane when all the airports and all the planes were shut down and leave the country without even getting interrogated by the FBI, thanks to George Bush Jr. And of course, in the case of the Osama, he wasn't in Afghanistan when we caught him. He was in one of our allied countries, one that we provide military and financial support to, Pakistan. That's where we killed him. So, you know, we took and liberated Afghan women from the Taliban. We spent trillions and trillions of taxpayer dollars, and then we gave it back right to the Taliban so that they can continue to oppress their women. And by the way, I think the ultra-Orthodox Jews in Israel get the same education that the Taliban provide their women. They don't know math and sciences, but sure they know Holy Scripture. Finally, I want to talk about Ukraine. You know, they're given all the guns and weapons that are old, you know, the MiG-29s and old tanks, not to win a war, but to just continue a war. You know, I have a lot of respect for Zelensky for trying to defend this country, but look at the cost that has caused for Ukrainians. I have no respect for Putin. I have no respect for the West, for NATO, for what they did in Afghanistan and Iraq. Oh, by the way, Iraq, that was another few $1 trillion over false information and WMDs. The man I respect is unfortunately in prison. He's been in prison because he released information about the genocide that took place in Iraq through WikiLeaks. He released information about how the U.S. military targeted journalists, just like Israeli military is targeting journalists in Gaza. He released information by Chelsea Manny, Bradley Manny, on what was going on in Iraq. He helped promote information about the Abu Ghraib prison and the black sites that operated and tortured people. And he's being persecuted. So I ask you to contact your representatives, contact your president, contact these Western leaders, and tell them that we're no longer going to get fooled with their bullshit excuses. And ask for the freedom of Julian Assange. Finally, I believe in thinking globally, but I try to act locally. There was an organization called Stop Killer Robots Campaign that talked about dehumanization by the use of autonomous weapons. I've asked them to stand up to what's going on in Gaza by the use of autonomous weapons and AI by Israel in targeting journalists, hospitals, and various sites. And the dehumanization that they brag about on their website, that they talk about, does not apply to the Middle East clearly. So there's a letter I want you to sign and spread. And if you like the content on this video, please consider sharing it. Thank you all, and see you later.